Let's talk about one of the wildest glow-ups and meltdowns in crypto. Roughly 12 months ago, StarkNet made headlines with one of the biggest airdrops in recent memory. People were calling it revolutionary, the future of Layer 2 on Ethereum. Fast forward, and now? It's a meme. Some even say it's straight up scam territory. So what went wrong? We're diving deep into the project, the tech, the tokenomics, the funding, the team, and the full picture. This isn't another hype piece. This is a breakdown of how a promising project wrecked its own momentum, and what that actually means for the future. And let's be honest, if a project can go from peak airdrop hype to rock bottom in under a year, there's something serious to uncover here. Let's get into it. At first glance, StarkNet looked like a winner. A Layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum based on zero-knowledge rollups, it sounded like the future. Scalability without compromising security. Stark proofs under the hood. From a tech perspective, everything looked rock solid. It had real innovation behind it, and the pitch made sense. Then came the team. Most of the people building StarkNet came from StarkWare, a serious player in the L2 ecosystem. We're not talking about random no-names. These are developers and researchers with experience, elite education, and strong resumes. Some worked at major firms, some graduated from Oxford. Their social media actually respected across the industry. Not just hype accounts, actual credibility, but compared to teams behind projects like Sway or Aptos, there was one thing missing: a clear crypto-native identity. It felt more academic, less embedded in the community side of Web3. Still, objectively, this was a high-caliber team with strong reputations. Now, the investors. StarkNet wasn't backed by some sketchy launchpad. It had real names behind it: Sequoia, Paradigm, Multicoin, Pantera. Big money, big expectations, but here's where it gets tricky. Some of those same VCs are known for pumping and dumping. They're in for the flip, not the mission. That's why names like Naval Ravikant or Fred Ehrsam stand out. They've built things. They've backed winners. And when people like that show up, it usually means there's something real under the surface. Now here's where it starts to fall apart. StarkNet looked great on paper, but when you dive into the tokenomics, things get murky. A huge chunk of the supply is in the hands of insiders, investors, the StarkWare team, foundation grants, and something vague called strategic reserves. In total, a massive portion of the supply is either controlled or can be moved behind the scenes. Technically, the unlock schedule looks smooth, but let's be honest, those tokens could have been sold 10 times over OTC and no one would ever know. The charts don't show that kind of activity, but the structure allows for it. That means a few hands could easily manipulate the market without much resistance. Now, the price action. StarkNet launched at around 20 cents. At one point, it pumped to over $2.70 and then crashed over 90%. Today, it trades lower than its listing price. And here's the ironic part. People scream scam, but this is exactly where smart money starts paying attention. While the crowd sees disaster, some see opportunity. No one wants to buy at the top, but somehow everyone forgets that bottom entries always look like trash in the moment. Now let's talk about manipulation, because what happened around StarkNet wasn't just bad luck. This was a masterclass in sentiment control. First came the hype. News drops. Influencers teasing a massive airdrop. Thousands of people convinced they'd hit the jackpot. It created insane buyer pressure even before the token went live. Then came the dump. Huge allocations quietly hit the market. Buyers kept buying, thinking they were early. But what they didn't know is that the smart money had been selling into that demand from the start. And then came the flip. Suddenly, narratives changed. The CEO steps down, uncertainty builds, rumors spread, and to top it off, headlines claim Vitalik Buterin dumped his tokens. You couldn't script it better. It was like flipping a switch. Like 1 minute, the crowd is screaming, "This is the future." The next, they're yelling, "Rug pull," and that's the real game. Build hype, unload tokens, kill sentiment, and then quietly buy back while retail panic sells. No doubt. Whoever handled StarkNet's narrative knew exactly what they were doing. Here's the question no one's asking out loud. What if this whole collapse is just set up for accumulation? Think about it. Most of the early investor tokens are still locked. There wasn't a full exit. No massive VC dump like we saw with Celestia or other hype cycles. Sure, the chart looks terrible, but that's exactly what accumulation always looks like. Prices down, sentiment wrecked, retail screaming scam while smart money silently loads up. Classic. Zoom out and you'll see this isn't about today's price, it's about positioning. No one wants to touch a project when it's 90% off the highs, but later when it's pumped 5 or 10 times, suddenly it's obvious. So let's talk upside. Could StarkNet go back to $2? Easily. That's not even bold. $3 to $5? Totally doable in a proper L2 narrative. Now, let's dream for a second. What if L2s explode during the next bull market and StarkNet takes even a tiny share of total market cap? We could be looking at $10, maybe more. Sounds crazy now, but that's what everyone says before it happens. Do you think StarkNet still has a future, or is it already a lost cause? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where you stand. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more deep dives like this, hit the like button. That's the easiest way to support this kind of content and keep the token review series going. And don't forget, on this channel, we don't waste your time. You get fast, sharp summaries of what top crypto influencers are saying without the fluff. So stick around if you value your time and want real insights without sitting through hour-long streams.